Hi, I'm Tony Alva from Santa Monica, California, and we're here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and you're watching MTV Sports.
O MTV Sports chega ao seu 10º episódio e para hoje preparamos um programa um pouco diferente. Trocamos uma ideia com o primeiro e mais original rockstar que o skate já viu, de Dogtown, Califórnia, Tony Alva.
O X Games, Tony Hawk, Mega Ramp e até mesmo algumas de suas roupas favoritas não existiriam se não fosse por Tony e os integrantes do Zephyr Team que revolucionaram o skate nos anos 70 com a sua atitude e manobras trazidas do surf e levaram o esporte ao nível jamais imaginado.
So Tony, we want to just briefly talk a little bit about the Z-Boys and how was the birth of the Zephyr team?
We came from a surfing team that was a competition team called the Zephyr Competition Team, and it was mostly guys that were older than the guys that I started the skateboarding team with. It was Jeff Ho and Skip Engblom were the guys that ran the surf shop, and we wanted to surf for their team. So another way to get on the team was that we started skateboarding after we were surfing, cross-training for surfing, and they noticed that we were pretty good skateboarders, and there was an opportunity to not only put together a team that surfed and skated, but eventually started traveling outside of our area, which was the west side of Los Angeles, in Santa Monica and Venice area, to different competitions that were in Southern California. We started out that way as a competition team on the road, skateboarding. We really skated like we surfed. Like exactly how we surfed was exactly what we were going to do on the skateboards. We'd go out and do the same turns, staying low to the ground, going really fast. The way we held our upper body with the lower body was all based around like a style like a Larry Bertelman. All of these surfers that we looked up to was what we were emulating on wheels in front of the judges. And they knew what we were doing, but they didn't know how to judge it.
And Skip said that like on your first competition, that as the Z-Boys showed up, it was like a hockey team entering the figure skating contest. How was this first contact? What did people think? Do you think you made a good first impression?
No, not really. They thought we were a bunch of punk kids, just a bunch of scumbags, you know, from like LA and stuff. We were like pretty rough, talked like really aggressively. We used a lot of four-letter words. You know, it was just basically we were outcasts from the beginning. Our only rule was to go out and skate 100% aggressively and as proficiently as we could. That was the only rule. The moment that came when we knew something was different and it was going to change was when Jay went out there and was the first guy to skate.
Yeah, he was.
Then we were like looking at each other going like, you know, it's like we started going like, we're going to kick these guys' asses like, straight up. We were like, this is it.
He never even did before.
Well, we knew, we saw Jay and we just go, he just killed him. You know, we were like, how are they going to compete with that? We were like, he just completely annihilated the competition. You know? But we started pretty much winning every contest that we entered.
Na década de 70, a Califórnia sofreu uma das maiores secas já registradas da história.
Com diversas piscinas vazias, foram as mentes criativas de algumas crianças que enxergaram uma possibilidade que nenhum arquiteto jamais havia previsto: andar de skate dentro desta onda interminável. Era esse o começo do skate vertical.
We were good at finding the pools and emptying them, you know, and a lot of times even if we had to trespass to get in, if it was a really good pool, we didn't care, you know, we'd just go in, regardless of whether the law said no or whatever, you know. So we get chased out a lot. We get chased out by the dogs, by the owners, by like security, by the police. You know, we had helicopters coming over, chasing us sometimes. You know, but we always kind of had a plan, you know, like we had a way to get in. And just like I said with the contest, we had a way to get out. We had to, you know, we knew even from the first contest, we're going to break in, but you know what? We might have to break out. So we're jumping over the bars, going through the fences, running through the houses, whatever it took.
Have you ever been invited to a pool party where there was actually water in the pool? and you swam on it.
Yeah, there's a couple friends of mine that have some really beautiful pools, and they don't.
With water inside.
Yeah.
As like you said, you were 19, you were starting your own company, you was the skateboarder of the year, just won your first world title, and I think you said that sometime in this area of time that I want to travel the world now, and I want to get laid every night.
Yeah.
Did you manage to do it, man?
Got close to it, but there was a lot of mismanagement as well. I mean, you know, when I was a young man, I made a lot of mistakes, but I also did a lot of good things too. You mentioned some of the good things.
Who was the coolest person for you that said for you, you rock, man, like when you were young, that you wasn't expecting?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. It might be, there's a guy, basically, I guess the one guy that really, like, I was stoked that I got accreditation from when I was a young kid was Jeff Ho.
Jeff Ho.
You know, and just to have him just, because even later in life, whenever Jeff gives me a compliment, or, like, because we do a lot of things together where I accepted an award for being in the Hall of Fame, you know, Skateboarding Hall of Fame, and afterwards Jeff came up to me and complimented me on my words and what I had to say, and that was huge. That's huge because, you know, he's like a big brother to me and was a father figure, and when I was at a very young age, and I think that really, like, made my, you know, my heart and my soul feel like I'd really made progress.
Com a volta dos campeonatos e a inserção do skate nas principais revistas e meios de comunicação da época, os Z-Boys foram alçados ao posto de verdadeiros rockstars, atraindo multidões aonde iam e vivendo o que eles chamariam de férias eternas.